is a climate emergency? Is that the right language?
Undoubtedly, yes. We are in a climate emergency, and we are witnessing it through the exacerbation of natural disasters, like the Australian bushfires, the recent floods, and we are in a climate emergency. It threatens the safety of our people, it threatens our health, our water, our ability to grow food, the air that we breathe. The stakes have never been higher. I'm an environmental and social activist, and I worked on the campaigns to get Surf Coast Council and Geelong City Council to declare climate emergency, and I was in the rooms hearing all of the oppositions and the support for climate emergency declaration. And ultimately, what it means is an emergency, using that language, is important because emergencies demand action. And right now, we are lacking that action. The urgent action we need is being delayed because Liberal and Labor are taking millions of dollars in donations from fossil fuel companies and the billionaires that own them. In return, these companies get special treatment, and many of them pay no tax, sending their profits offshore tax-free. I'm very optimistic though, because we have all of the resources and abilities to address the climate emergency, as I'm sure everyone here knows. We know what to do, we know what action to take. The only thing we're lacking is the political will to do so.
Where do the Greens sit in this space?
Absolutely. Offsets are positive, but we can't offset the climate emergency. We need serious action, including no new fossil fuel projects and transitioning out of the ones we currently have, including job retraining for workers and communities within mining communities and anyone who's within the fossil fuel industry. The Greens, we're not relying on offsets. We are not waiting till 2050, and we are not influenced by fossil fuel donations. The Greens, we have an achievable science-backed plan to address the climate emergency that includes offsets but does not rely on them. A plan that will take the serious and necessary climate action right now.
So, in a bipartisan way, Alex Marshall, what does a renewable energy precinct in Geelong look like for you? And it doesn't just have to be Geelong, it's where Geelong. There's plenty of other, energy projects that are feeding in to Geelong.
Yes, so obviously the Greens support this proposal, and it's great to hear from both Libby and Stephanie about it in even more detail. It's really great and positive initiative. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Okay. Can you tell it's my first time running?
You're doing well.
Thank you. So in Corangamite, G21 and Australia, we have brilliant scientists, skilled engineers and a world-class workforce. If we back them and invest into manufacturing, we can address the climate crisis, strengthen our communities and ensure well-paid, secure jobs.
Where do the Greens sit on this? Do you want to see any new coal-fired power stations, gas-fired power stations at all?
No. Yes, absolutely.
And why?
Because I've seen it and I'm part of it, and it's super exciting to see so many people who are so keen, like Transition Streets is fantastic, to adopt new projects and ideas and incentives, initiatives to address the climate emergency. And I love the question because it's correct in saying that there's a transition coming, and I think it's vital that we take immediate action not to miss the opportunity of this decarbonisation transition for all of the social and economic benefits that present to Corangamite and Australia in a post-carbon society.
Alex?
Absolutely. Climate justice is First Nations justice. Climate justice needs to be intersectional. Climate action needs to be intersectional and inclusive to be achievable and successful.
What reassurances can you give that you will deliver on your goals and policies to reduce the eco and climate anxiety felt by the young people today?
First of all, I want to thank you for your question. It was really well worded and it was great. Thank you. I think one of the reassurances I can give is that we're doing it, we're fighting, we are gradually being heard, and as someone who is a young person who has also experienced mental health and climate anxiety, due to the climate, I can just, there was a quote recently I saw, was "Don't get mad, get elected."
Yeah, that's great.
And I think you can do both. I think we can be angry, I think we can be anxious, I think we can be frustrated and sad and upset and terrified and scared, but we can also take action, and we can also stand up, go to the climate strike tomorrow, we can have our voices heard. And so essentially my reassurance is like, I'm right there with you, we can do it.
Ourselves off gas in Victoria anytime soon?
If you vote for the Greens, I think we could. We really want to no new fossil fuel projects and to not have any more gas. And I appreciate you, Chris, by the way. Chris is an awesome activist doing lots of local climate action. Energy security is super important, and I think that's why we need to, instead of picking the better of two evils, we need to invest into renewable energy, renewable infrastructure and storage. And we can do this by taxing large corporations, taxing the billionaires, and removing the subsidies to the fossil fuel industry. And that's how we can move away from gas in Victoria.